breakfast, Painter's breakfast. I have to be somewhere in like 30 to 40 minutes. So I can't really do my long form stuff like I normally do. So I hope you understand and you're cool and chill about it. If you decide not to be, that's okay too. I respect that, but life happens, and they're mowing grass outside, so that's even more fun. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of really interesting kind of art stuff recently, trying to keep myself less crazy than I normally am. Oh, look at that. Welcome to Painter Files, Painter's Breakfast. This is going to be a shorter one, I gotta be honest with you. I gotta run. I got sweet tea. It's very hot. Maryland had this weird thing that happened recently, which is we went from like 50-degree days to like 75-degree days. No wind. So, it's kind of how this was worked out. It's still hot. The windows are open. It's going to be a little loud. I'm sorry. So I got vegan eggs. I got, hey, how's it going? Hey Bart. I got vegan eggs. I got mozzarella sticks with mustard, spicy mustard. Onions and jalapenos. And a sweet tea. So I've been mostly, in life, I've been dealing with a little fit of depression, honestly. I just haven't really been sure about everything. It hits me randomly. Like, I feel sound in my talent as a painter, but there's a certain level of like you want to achieve certain things at certain ages. A lot of times it's more kind of like it's after you've reached that age, then you're like, oh man, I wish I had gotten there. So like this big scale thing, and I don't really know where it comes from initially. Because it by far is not. It by far was not a goal on the way to where I am now. But now I am where I am, it's suddenly this goal that I feel like skipped over me. I don't know how to make peace with that. I mean, I'm definitely working at it. I feel my talent's there. Come play street hockey with us. We need a goalie. Oh man, that takes me back. I don't know if I have the knees to be a goalie anymore. I can get down. I just don't know how to get back up. God, street hockey. So for those who don't know, I played street hockey for about 16 years, I want to say. Not so much a goalie till much later. But I do recall deeply it was like an everyday event. We played basketball and we played street hockey. In the neighborhood. and then we would travel up and down the neighborhoods trying to find the perfect street. Very like Wayne's World, car, and then walking back and forth. I know. I figured it was Micah. I figured it was either Micah, Jared, Eric, April, somebody like that. That's too funny. Micah had like the coolest cul-de-sac to play in. Still to this day, I don't think I've ever seen a cul-de-sac that was more roller hockey friendly, street hockey friendly. But a lot of that stuff, a lot of those sports and a lot of that stuff kind of, I don't know, like physically toughened me as time went by. And I attribute that in a lot of ways to like, it helped me with my first mural, my first big mural. I had to climb on this huge ladder, suspend myself via the part of the ladder where they say don't stand on. I was standing on that. I had one hand on the ceiling and the other one on the balls of my feet, holding myself, doing these tiny little details, which was not a good choice. I almost fell like 15 times. But as much as it hurt my feet, I gotta say I toughed through it and finished it. It feels good. It was cool though, to just kind of. I remember it was like hot. I remember like the painting stuff. It was like crazy hot because all the heat got stuck in between. Good to see you too, man. You have a good day. So all the heat from the building just kind of sits on the very top where the ceiling is. So it could be like 65 on the floor and then like 85 on the ceiling. So I'm just kind of there painting and making little marks and doing stuff like that and like leaning, and I've got my feet on both sides of the second to last ring, kind of like standing on it like parallel with my body twisting, and I'm painting and I'm doing all these things. It was just wild. Like nothing really prepares you for it. In essence, I should have used a scissor lift, but the venue wasn't going to pay for a scissor lift. Producer Much, you want to say hi? Producer Much here says hello. She's gone now. She doesn't want to talk to us anymore. But yeah, it was just tough. You know, it was one of those things where it was tough and it was loud. Spitting. It was tough and it was loud. There were people bumping the ladders. I was on top of the big thing. It was terrifying. But I think like holding goalie positions and stuff, crouched, focused, kind of prepped my legs and my feet for everything. So it was good. Reminds me like when my grandfather used to climb trees with a machete, chop off coconuts for the kids to eat and drink from. You had to hold on tight. You had to be physically strong enough to do it. You had to have no fear. had a dream one time about that. So where they lived in the Caribbean, they had a fence, and then they had a like, kind of like a concrete wall around the back. And coconut trees and forest and like rivers and all types of stuff. But in my mind, when I dreamt about it, I dreamt that there was like a laundry trash service that was set up for the back, where you handed things over the fence and someone took it. Obviously, that's not how it worked, but there were like iguanas and like huge stuff that lived back there in that backyard in real life. It was just fascinating. Like it was a it had a feeling of being like back against a jungle. A forest. Even though they lived on like a cliff edge. So it was like a big ravine of water. And you could easily have fallen, 20, 30 feet if you weren't careful. I remember my dad told me once the river had raised up so high and almost flooded right off the edge of the cliff, back onto the houses. When I paint, I still think of those colors though. A lot like blacks and browns and blues and yellows. Just everything all at once. It's quite fascinating. Quite mesmerizing, actually. Probably a better word. I keep getting asked to go back and do some type of artist in residence thing. And I can't, obviously. I live here. We have a home, we have a mortgage, we have all that stuff. But it would be amazing. I think the hardest part about like being an artist in the world who's been places and seen things is convincing people that those things are real. Which is always weird, because you wouldn't think like you'd need conclusive evidence to prove to people of that. There are iguanas as long as your arm. This hot sauce they make from scratch, they put in glass jars because it corrodes. Lots of other things. They use plastic spoons instead of metal ones so you don't tarnish from the acids. That it's so hot when it rains, people don't even run. They just stand there and cool off because it'll be done in like 25 seconds. And in 2 minutes, it's all going to evaporate and everything's going to be dry again. The humidity is so strong and beautiful. It feels like you're walking through like a mist. But the people dance to a rhythm so strong. They play it on pots and pans as they walk down the street, listening to large studios play stuff on mega speakers. We make costumes and we dance. And it's so hot that we wear as little clothes as possible. And it's just normal. That the people who over sexualize it are oftentimes the people coming to visit and not the people who actually live there. And that sex isn't looked at as something shameful. No nudity. Lots of love for old gods. New ones too. It's really amazing stuff. Well, I have to go. I'm going to deliver something, and then I'm coming back and I'm working in the studio all day on some really, really beautiful, conceptual, amazing stuff. My problem I have right now is I have too many ideas for the last page of the zine. So I have to whittle them down. But you'll be seeing them soon. Follow me on Instagram, Jaws_Blake. Patreon, Jawar Blake. Let me see. What else we got? My website, Jaws Blake blog. That's about it, really. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Also, what did you have for breakfast? Tell me in the comments. Painter out. Talk to you later. Oh, and in YouTube, for you Instagram people. Painter Files. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Painter out. Ciao. Bye. Love you. Mean it. See you later. Bye. We did it. We survived.